The return of Kristaps Porzingis, 32 minutes, 24 points, plus 13. Seemed to play pretty well, only 1 of 7 from beyond the line, but a good return for Kristaps Porzingis. Is that your lead thought on the Celtics right now, Mazz? What do you got?
Nope.
What's your lead thought on the Celtics?
Look, again, they're playing Brooklyn. Like, I would hope they can beat Brooklyn when they basically have a healthy crew. So I go back to the Oklahoma City game. Played them twice this year. You lost both times. And before people start lamenting the fact that Porzingis wasn't, in uniform for the game against Oklahoma City, neither was Jalen Williams. Oklahoma City played without their basically called third best player, second best player, if you want to put him ahead of Holmgren. To me, Holmgren's their second best guy. But the fact of the matter is that I think there is some vulnerability there with the Celtics. I think it came out in that Oklahoma City game. I'm not sure anybody in the East can make them pay for it. But if they were to face Oklahoma City in the final, I think that'd be a great matchup. I think Oklahoma City is one of the few teams in the league that might have the personnel to match up with the Celtics. And I say match up, like counterbalance what the Celtics throw at you. So between Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I felt like they couldn't guard him in that game in the bits that I saw.
Well, Brown couldn't, for sure.
I mean, he went by Brown. He went by White. He went over Pritchard when Pritchard was on him in those moments. So I don't know what the right answer is. Maybe Tatum. Maybe you put Tatum on him and at least get some length in there. But, Gilgeous-Alexander's really quick. He can get to the basket. He shoots well. Like, all of it, I think. And then Holmgren can do to the Celtics what Porzingis does to other teams. He can go out to the line, drag the big guy out to the three-point line, and he can make from out there. He can protect the rim. They didn't have Williams, but he shoots. I think he's almost a career 40% shooter from three. Like, I think they'll. The only thing they don't have is the experience of being deep in the postseason. That's it.
And that's kind of a big one, though.
It is, and I don't dispute that. But man for man, I think they can give the Celtics a run. I do.
How do you think about the way OKC matches up with the Celtics' play style? More specifically, obviously the Celts want to shoot three-pointers, and OKC has the best three-point shooting defense in the league, and they sort of baited you into taking it. You'll take them. So it doesn't take much to bait you. But they let them open. They let them open the first half and just stayed the course and let them keep shooting, and the Celtics shot themselves right out of the game. We had a emailer or a caller, or no, who the heck was it? Someone who made the analogy, and it's crossing sports, but we don't allow you to cross sports. We can cross sports if we feel like it. That's really the rule.
I believe it was Nick Wright who crossed sports.
The incomparable Nick Wright, who said it was, or maybe it even was his cohort, Kevin Wildes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Who said it's kind of like the Super Bowl against the Rams, the first one, where Belichick came in and said, yeah, we'll let you run. Go ahead and run. Martz won't do it because Martz can't bring himself to play that way. Martz believed in his offense, believed in how the greatest show on turf, and that's what we're going to do, and that's what we want to do, and that's how we're built, and that's what we're going to do. So Bill never had to worry about the run because he knew Martz would never do it. And OKC, kind of the same way with the Celtics. You don't want to come off the line. So, we don't even have to worry about the other thing. And that sort of, from a mindset standpoint, OKC's got the right mindset against you.
They totally do. That's what you want to try to bait the Celtics into putting the ball on the floor and going to the rim. That's what you want to do. And so...
well, they kind of did the opposite.
Oh, you mean they left a couple of guys open, not all of them.
Well, that's true. Was it, what am I saying, Drew Holiday and Horford, right?
Basically, yes. Holiday was definitely one of them. And Holiday's the right guy. We saw this earlier in the year. I'm trying to remember. It was the Memphis game, I think it was, where Holiday took something like 16 or 17 three-pointers.
18.
He took a crap ton of threes because Memphis said, he's your weakest shooter. We're going to leave him out there. And if he beats us, so be it. And he hasn't shot the ball well all year long. So to me, I kind of, I think Oklahoma City, if they can keep the number down to under 120, they can beat you.
Is there any hesitation that, the only losses they've had, Cleveland, OKC, the two places they'll have to go for a Game 7 if it comes to that, any hesitation with either of those teams?
So, look, I like them more against Cleveland than I do against Oklahoma City. But, Mike, I'm telling you that Cleveland will push the Celtics. I don't think they have enough to beat them, but they'll push them. Because they have a combination of athleticism and size that, takes away it makes the game tougher for the Celtics, is how I'll put it. I think even Indiana has some of that. And I'm not saying that Indiana will beat the Celtics, so don't misunderstand how I'm saying that. I'm just telling you that I think those teams have enough to push the Celtics a little bit. I think Oklahoma City is enough to beat them. So, yes. Do I think the Celtics are beatable? Yes, I do.
Okay. Since we started with Porzingis and he was the news over the weekend, his return, my Porzingis take is pretty simple. I wouldn't get used to seeing him out there. It's going to be something. He ain't going to make it. He ain't going to make it like he didn't make it last year, and he almost never makes it. He's not going to make it. Fine player. In some respects, better than I thought. Much more of a rim protector than I gave him credit for, and all of that. He's been a good fit on your team and all of that. I'm not saying anything bad about him other than he's just one of these guys that just can't make it.
He's got the reliability now of like Joel Embiid.
I bad body, but yeah, I don't, I look at Embiid and say, get in shape. Like that, I don't know if it's that with Porzingis.
But it's always something. It's just always something.
I don't know. Maybe he's not strong enough. I don't know what it is. If you win another championship, he will not be a central figure in it. Just like I told you last year, I'm going to tell you that again this year. If you win a championship, and I think you can do it without him, it'll be harder this year. Little step up in competition. But I think that he's not going to be there either way. And you won't need him to win a championship. You have more than enough without him. He certainly makes it easier. But, Maz, like you said, the thing with OKC, people say, well, if you had Porzingis there, Holmgren wouldn't have been a factor. Holmgren was a beast in that game, 26 and 15, something like that. The Celtics also lost the first game to OKC. And OKC in that game on January 5th, no Holmgren, and you had Porzingis. So you had the thing flipped the other game, and you still lost. So the problem with OKC goes beyond just Holmgren or the big guy thing. And I think it goes more to they're in your head in the perimeter. In that game, that first game, the January 5th game, Maz, I think the Celtics shot 19% from beyond the line. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but it was something like 19% from beyond the line. So the way they play you out there, just given the sample, you could say they got a little something on you.
Look, if the Celtics miss from three, they lose. And just look at the shot distribution in this game last week. I'm willing to bet, first of all, was that a season high? It had to be a season high in threes.
63? Yeah.
Yes, it tied a franchise record. They set an NBA record in the first half.
Okay, 63 threes and 31 twos?
Maz.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
They did not have a 2-point basket until there were 10 minutes left in the half. They did not have a 2-point basket in the first quarter and over the first minutes of the second quarter. Did not have a 2-point basket.
It's unbelievable.
Call me crazy. I feel that's a little out of whack. More than a little.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Celtics analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.